Good morning and welcome to What I Eat in a Week as a vegan. Got a really fun week this week. I've got a few events. I'm cooking a lot at home as well. I've been trying so hard to do that more lately, mostly to save money and not buy a Pret every time I'm out or whatever £5 shitty lunch option there is in supermarkets. So we're cooking more, that's the plan. But yeah, I've got a few events including the Bake Off musical at the end of the week, which is gonna be interesting. I can't wait to tell you what that's like. Thank you for joining me on another week. I got gifted these recently. They're all vegan. These are like the Littles flavored coffees. They are so nice. I've just topped it with a little bit of tahini and a bit of coconut sugar. I love the way coconut sugar melts. So good. You guys are always saying you want to see more about how I work. Working from bed, but I am going to be going on a run soon. As you can see, I'm dressed for it, so I will do it. I'm currently updating a blog post. I want to do more on my blog this year, so I'm just quickly putting my Studio London foundation review onto my blog. I've just done a YouTube review as well, so just kind of like linking those both in. And I'm also doing a feedback form for my podcast. I just ended season 1. It was really bad, but I just like cut it off. I've got a bit burnt out and also a bit broke. But now that I'm getting a bit of money back in again and I feel like I can restart it soon. But I'm also looking for a sponsor for the next season. So I'm going to be putting together like a pitch pack to encourage to try and secure a sponsor. Basically I'd like to earn from it or at least break even. And also I'm just like jotting down ideas for a Google form. I want to do a feedback form so I can get some feedback from listeners to see what they really enjoyed and what I can improve on, so that season 2 is bigger and better than ever. I'm going to leave a link for the feedback form down below anyway, so that you guys can give your feedback if you listened. I was really enjoying the podcast and I really want to get back to it, so I'm just trying to reflect, move forward, return better. Such a beautiful day, honestly. I think I must get SAD because I feel so much better when the sun starts to shine. For lunch, I am gonna try and make baba ghanoush. I've never done this successfully before. Every time it just turns out a bit funky, but I get a bit guesstimate with the ingredients, so I'm actually gonna try and follow quantities this time, and hopefully I'll have something really nice to have on toast. Apparently, I'm actually meant to peel it. This seems a bit unnecessary, but like I say, I'm gonna try and follow the instructions this time. So, peeling it I go. I'm gonna do it roughly, you know, like roughly peel it. Okay, here we go. I really want to put oil on it, but the recipe doesn't say to. If you're new here, you're probably learning that I don't do well following the instructions, and if you're not new here, you probably noticed that beforehand, but I don't like being told what to do, which is probably why I don't often cook with recipes. But yeah, okay, that's in the oven. I'm gonna go shower, and I'll be back to blend in a bit. It turned out a little thicker, I guess, than I expected, but it tastes good for a first attempt. I think now I know kind of how to make it. I'm gonna fiddle about with it every now and then. I think it's a bit bland. I could have done with a little bit more seasoning on it. I'm gonna see if you're meant to add olive oil to this or if there are variations where you can, because I think olive oil would really elevate this. I had a nap and then I was in such a rush to finish a reel before I left. Oh my god, I feel like it looks like I got ready in 2 minutes. I did. I'm off to a fair trade fortnight themed event, so it's going to be interesting to learn a bit more about what we can do, and yeah, we love to shop fair trade, so let's go. I'm drunk, I'm hungry, I'm low on battery. Let's go. The thing is, I'm not even far from home. It's just that I don't have anything at home other than what I had for lunch or toast that like I can make quicks, and I'm hungry. It's like 7:30. I wasn't sure if there'd be food at the event, but there was just wine, which was lovely. But yeah, I'm gonna see what I can grab. I love bread more than the average person. Even this looks like too much for me. This is probably one of the grossest things I do, but I like having chopped almonds in my oats, and I'm eating these, so instead of like getting out a knife and a chopping board, I'm just chew them up and spit them in. And that is just between you and I, okay? Obviously, if I were cooking for people, I'd have more decorum. I am actually off to a funeral this morning, and then after that I'm off to see my nan that's in hospital, so I hope you understand there might be a big gap in the middle of today. I'm not going to be filming anything while I'm with my family, you know, so I'll probably catch up with you guys at dinner, and maybe not if then we'll catch up again tomorrow, just to let you know why there's going to be a big gap. I wasn't sure whether or not to mention anything, but one, I felt like I needed to explain the gap, and two, I guess it is one of those things that just like remind you that, you know, everything's the best as it looks online. Morning friends, it's next day, but I think I'm basically dressed the same, so how are you to tell? But yeah, yesterday was like hard enough as it was, but on the way home I got like harassed to tears on the train, which really wasn't very fun. I don't want to go into it too deeply because I feel like I've just talked about it to death, like last night on social media and also with my friends. But this guy basically got on the train and he was really drunk, didn't seem like all there basically, and was just verbally harassing me stop after stop after stop. It started off because he got on the train and I sneezed at that point, and he said bless you, and I said thank you, and then he said what are you reading, and I was like I'm just reading, and like just closing down the conversation and like looking at my book. And then he just starts like, he's babbling, he's rambling, and he's like every now and again the things he's saying is like, you're so beautiful, what are you reading, you're so sexy, I'd do anything for you, I'd go to jail for you, I'd go to prison for you, stuff like that, which was particularly scary. It was just the fact that this guy did not seem all there. I don't want to sound like woo, but I get harassed a lot in London. Like, hello, I wear like mini skirts all through winter. I'm used to being harassed, but normally it's not so relentless, and normally it's guys being assholes, and I think they think they're doing banter or whatever, but this guy just like, he didn't seem all there, he didn't seem stable, so it was just extra scary. And when he's saying stuff like I go to prison for you, I'm like what the fuck are we talking about? He's drunk, he's like dropping his bottle and his bottle cap and stuff, and it just kept going on. And this was like 8 p.m. on a Tuesday, like it wasn't an empty train, there were quite a few other people in the carriage. I think we'd all kind of started off agreeing to just ignore him, but it just kept going on and on. Like I ended up having to endure like 10-15 minutes of him just like saying stuff like this to me on the tube, which was just like embarrassing as well, just being like, you're so beautiful, you're gorgeous, I'll make your world incredible, like I'll go to jail for you, stop ignoring me, it's so sexy how you turn page. Like I just felt really objectified and really like embarrassed and really vulnerable, like incredibly vulnerable. I'm literally sat there thinking, what if he gets off at my stop? What do I do if he's still on this train when we hit my station? I was just getting really, really anxious and nervous about it. And then finally, literally the stop before mine, the man gets up and he's getting off the train, and I'm like shaking at this point. I'm not even looking at him walk away. I'm like, keep your eyes on your book, keep your eyes on your book. And even as like the doors are closing, he's still leaning back in and just, you're gorgeous, you're sexy, I'm the best thing that ever could have happened to you, sort of thing. And the doors closed and I'm like literally shaking at this point, and I'm like fold down the corner of my book and I close it. And this woman comes over to me and she says, are you okay? And at that point I just burst into tears, not just like little tears, like sobbing. I'm just like, thank you for asking. And I felt really scared. I was worried he'd follow me home. There were so many people that witnessed what this man was saying, that saw what he was doing and didn't say anything, and a lot of men as well around me, because let's be honest, I do expect men to speak up more because they aren't vulnerable. Like, I wouldn't have expected a woman to speak up against this man, because what if he turned on them? Like, it's scary. Whereas I think it's easier for men to do. So I was like feeling a bit more annoyed at all the men that just weren't doing anything. I don't know, maybe they thought I was handling it well whilst the man was on the train, but the second he got off and someone asked me if I'm okay and I break down into tears because this man's just been verbally harassing me and making me feel unsafe for 10 minutes straight. I hope they all just felt ashamed and that in future they're gonna react differently. But yeah, literally, like, I get off my stop and I'm on the platform now and still in tears, and I'm just like, it's just so embarrassing because no one off that train knew what had just happened. And then I had to just walk home alone after that, and I was so shaken, just so sobbing. Oh, it was so horrible. It really was. I'm much more composed today, but yeah, that's just a reminder to please fucking say something if you see something. And even if you aren't feeling brave enough to tell the harasser, like, shut up, stop speaking to her, like, leave her alone. If you don't feel brave enough to say that, then I'd wish someone kind of just came and sat next to me and was like, hey, are you okay, whilst he was on the train, like, come over a bit sooner and said that, or just sat next to me and said, let me know when it's your stop, I can get off with you and make sure he doesn't follow you. Like, if someone just said that quietly next to me, I think that would have made a world of difference, because I just felt so alone. And when the woman finally came over and was like, are you okay, I just felt really validated and feeling so scared. Like, oh, of course I feel scared. This woman's checking on me, because that was a scary fucking situation. But yeah, I'm feeling better today. I'm feeling calmer today. We're gonna have a good day. We're gonna put it behind us, you know? Yeah, I've already made a coffee and I think I'm gonna have tofu scramble today. That's one of my favorite breakfasts, and I deserve one of my favorite breakfasts. I don't think I've ever put pomegranate seeds on scrambled tofu before, but if that was what you got lying around, that's what ends up in the tofu.
I actually spent most of my day in the salon. I got my eyebrows done and my lashes and my nails. I actually had to go to a cafe like midway through because I was there for so long. I ended up getting a chai hot chocolate mocha thing and a really nice vegan cookie which they warmed up for me. That was really lovely. And I also noticed that they had a refill section, and this is right next to the new salon I go to that does vegan treatments, so it's just good for me to have in mind. I had an hour to kill before my event in the evening, so I found myself at Delicious Ciella's Plants restaurant. I got myself a cocktail or two, and I put on my makeup ready for the event and just finished off reading my book. Don't really recommend this book, it was okay, but I've not kept it round for a reread. I spent the evening at a Dr. Organic event. You probably recognise them most from Holland & Barrett. They are a really cool, organic, vegan-friendly beauty brand, and they are hosting a few journalists and influencers to celebrate their Soil Association certification.
There's always opportunities as a brand to be doing more.
Yeah, I noticed that you guys had mentioned the younger generation quite a bit. I know we are pushing for change, and generally we feel quite frustrated because we want a lot and we push for a lot, but we don't really feel like we get a lot. How would you encourage us to encourage the older generation to give a shit, basically?
Don't be despondent, because actually you are making a lot of change. You might not feel like you are, but you are. We gave a shit about, quite frankly, 5-10 years ago with Korean products and doing, 15 types of skincare routine every night. I mean, it's completely shifted.
I think the older generation are used to a certain standard of product, for example. We need to show that older generation they don't need to make that sacrifice. For example, with our range, we're affordable, we're accessible, but we're also quality and benefit driven as well.
Adina, vegan girl boss. We're vegan beat girl, vegan BBG.
BBGB.
Yeah, I haven't been that chatty today. I'm sorry about it. The worst thing is I literally took out a packed lunch, right? Because I was like, I don't want to spend too much money. But then I realised I had nowhere warm to eat my packed lunch. So I had to just buy food somewhere that was warm to sit in for an hour. And that is the problem of modern living. You can bring a packed lunch, but if you've got nowhere warm to eat it, you're just going to buy food somewhere else, which costs you like £8 just to sit in the warmth, because there are no like warm shelters for you to eat your own packed lunch, and you can't go and order a coffee for like £3 and then your own food, because that's just it's just such a palaver. But anyway, yes, had a lovely gifted dinner. I'm like, why am I complaining about spending money? I had a gifted dinner and it was really lovely. I literally had the same dinner. I got invited to an event at the same restaurant a week ago, but it's still delicious food. But yeah, it was still like that lettuce starter and the mushroom main. But yeah, a lot of it was very similar, so it was nice, but I'd done it before a week ago. But very nice and very sustainable as well. It's a sustainable restaurant. They focus on like low waste cooking. Literally having toast for breakfast. I'm not very hungover. I don't really get hangovers, I famously say, but I am feeling a bit like bleh. I met a boy on my way home last night and he convinced me to go for a drink with him, and then we ended up having a bottle of wine after. I was already probably a bit too drunk. I've got my baba ghanoush. I'm feeling so grubby today. I'm not feeling it. I got this from the fair trade event the other day. Did we dye my eyebrows? I think I got my eyebrows tinted as well as laminated. Don't know if I love the dye, but I like the lamination.
I've really been on a right tofu hype for lately. I've really enjoyed it, just like in any dish. And this one was so nice, just like cauliflower tofu. Season it to your heart's content. It was so nice and simple. Really enjoyed it. 20 minutes in the oven, super quick and easy.
Just heading off to see Charlie. I got him a little birthday present because it is his birthday tomorrow. Just gonna have a little bit of a catch up. We do our little like dating catch ups. I don't actually have like tons of single friends, so I think we quite enjoy sharing stories from the other side sort of thing. Yeah, looking forward to having a nice little catch up. Old housemate Charlie. Yeah, you like it? Give us a twirl. Oh, quite
I love it. It's literally my favourite word, but my mum's coming down tomorrow. She's not going to be impressed. Cheers. Cheers, cheers. I don't want to get too famous.
I think you're fine. Hello and good morning. Today feels like a porridge day. I want to have a wholesome start. I think I have something similar towards the start of the week for like the Majul dates. Yes. Yeah, I think this will be a very nice porridge. I'm gonna have it in my room and finish watching The Apprentice.
Add start to your story.
If everything suddenly looks really good, it's because I just got a brand new iPhone. I've upgraded, so this is the quality we can expect moving forward. This feels like such a non-outfit, I'm sorry. It will look good by tonight. Yeah, I got these from Aldi recently. I'm very excited to try them. Like little unicorns. They take 20 minutes. It's so annoying. I have 4 of them. Yeah, cute. Can confirm, I'm a fan of the unicorns. This is such the end of the week meal where you're just like throwing together leftovers and seeing what works. That date last night was fun. The guy was a bit hungry and I was like, I don't need any food, but he really wanted to get like, were they dirty fries, loaded fries? And they had one with like vegan beef on it, and he just got the non-vegan cheese and sour cream on the side because he did want it, but he wanted me to be able to pick at it, and I thought that was really cute. Did get asked on the way to the pub, so what sort of vegan are you? I was like, what do you mean? Are you the sort of vegan that is like yelling meat is murder when people are eating their dinner? Or are you a bit more chill? And I was like, I think it's safe to say I'm a bit more chill. I've done a whole podcast episode on dating as a vegan if you guys are interested. It's really funny. Me and Marsha were pretty drunk, if I'm honest, when we were filming that. And we ended up out until 3 AM afterwards. So it's a bit chaotic, but I really love that one. Yeah, I don't know if I've quite grasped the camera on this. Oh, yeah. To whatever you
Peer
ordered,
pressure.
I said, yeah.
Who's swearing?
I'm lost. That it's vegan.
Oh.
59.
Thank you. Hey, birthday boy.
10 minutes left.
Okay, which one's where? I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 32.
Not enthusiastic about it.
Thank you for tuning in, friends. Lovely one as always. I cannot speak highly enough of that Bake Off musical, and it's so embarrassing because, like, it's Bake Off, you know? I don't know, am I the problem there? It was so fun. It was just a good time. So funny, so aware of itself and aware of its cliches, and really worked on it. Honestly, if you're a fan of the show, I think I've only watched maybe like 3 seasons out of how many. I'm not the biggest fan, but I still really enjoyed it. We were just cracking up, everyone else was. There was a vegan character, we love the representation. Just so much was going right for it. Really enjoyed it. I think it's a really good family one to go see if you don't mind the odd saucy joke, which I think a lot of people don't mind. It doesn't go like too deep, but it's like, it's fun enough. Yeah, and then we saw Charlie on the way home. Lovely. It's his birthday, he'd been on a date, and we had a bit of a debrief walk home. That was fun. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a lovely day, and subscribe, of course. Mwah! Bye.